tune, dance to the beat of the dead balloon. Find a rose, find a rose. Currency flows where the data unfolds. Find a rose, find a sing. Money moves on, invisible strings. Find a road, find a road. Currency flows where the data unfolds. Find a road, find a sing. Money moves on, invisible strings. Jaws scream silent, they don't know. Numbers hum where the cold winds blow. Trade winds shifting, feeling low, high, low. Eyes on the heels, watch them rise. Fed whispers truths wrapped in disguise. Find a rose. Currency flows where the data unfolds. Find a rose, find a sing. Money moves on, invisible strings. CP burns like a restless flame. GDP runs in a numbers game. Jobs rise, fall, the market takes aim. Central banks, they play their tune, dance to the beat of the dead balloon.
Boris Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
Hello, everyone. This is Kathy. Good morning. I am so glad to be back. I'm so glad to see you. Now, I'd like to do a sound check. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And you can see me and everything is working good. Give me a thumbs up, or you can say yes to hear, see. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, S. Wright. Good morning, Akasha. And yes, I am thrilled to be back in the first official trading week of 2026. 2025 in many ways has been a fantastic one, not only for my trading for Zip, but also, for the markets in general, record highs in equities and gold, and everyone's wondering whether the party can continue. We'll talk a little bit about that today, but before I begin, I'd like to get a sense of whether there's some newcomers here, because we always like to pay a little bit more attention to the questions from our new members. So if you're brand new here, say new. Otherwise, I'll be more than happy to get into what I think is going to affect the markets, not only this week, but also some things to think about as the year progresses. Anyone new here? Where are you all coming in from? Yes, we will talk about indices. Typically, with our Monday Market Buzz, what we do is we roll from me talking about the markets, preparing for you for what is to come, because we strongly believe that in order to thrive, not just survive, but thrive in the markets and in trading, you need to be prepared. And to be prepared, you need to know what's coming on the calendar and what's unexpected, and also, make sure that you are completely aware of what the market expectations are. Because when it comes to trading, there are three pieces of the puzzle, in my opinion. It's fundamentals, what's the bigger story? It's technicals, what are the charts telling us? And then also it's sentiment, what is the market pricing in? All three of these components is extraordinarily important. And that's what we kind of break down as we prepare in the new trading week. So sentiment is very important. And then after we do that, Boris rolls into live trading right around the New York market open. So, there's, he's going to talk about, what is going on in indices and gold and where the trades are this morning. So that is very important. I also, talk a lot about knowing what to trade and what not to trade, or when to trade and when not to trade. And for me personally, it's really interesting because I posted a YouTube video during the holidays on the best and worst trading days of the week. And I got a lot of comments from traders who seem to agree with me that the best trading week days of the week for me are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I like to hear from you, and I like when these are interactive sessions. I like to hear from you what you think is your best trading days of the week. Monday is probably, I wouldn't say the worst, but for me, it's definitely 50-50, where sometimes, I'll make money on Mondays, sometimes I don't. And for me, it's not good enough. I practice what I call high probability trading, where, I want, 70-80% of my trades to be winners. And in order to do that, I have to pick, the odds have to be in my favor. I have to pick the best trading days. So Tuesday to Thursdays are the best. Fridays, there could be continuation, but oftentimes there's profit taking at the end of the week, particularly with those prop accounts where sometimes you can't carry trades over the weekend. And so there's a lot of profit taking. And so while there may be some big moves after big data, like non-farm payrolls, like this week, we have the non-farm payrolls report on Friday. After that, you could be a little bit of continuation. And then by the London close, not much more. So Tuesday and Thursdays are my sweet spot. Boris, on the other hand, I'll let him chime in later. He trades pretty much every day, and every day pretty much is a good day for him. So that is why he's going to be trading indices and gold with you today, because for him, I don't want to speak for him completely, but I don't think it matters. I mean, Boris, do you want to chime in? Do you have a best trading day, or does it not matter at all?
No, I actually, in a way, I absolutely agree with you. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, by far the best days for us. It's just that we make lemons out of lemonade, or lemonade out of lemons on Monday and Friday. And we also obviously have to have the critical thing for us is actually volatility. So like, for example, I'll talk about this later today, but gold today is up 2%. Anytime an asset moves 1% one way or the other, that's perfect conditions for us. We die when there's no movement. But when there's movement, we can make money regardless which way it goes. So that's a critical thing. And usually there's movement Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those two things kind of correlate. But for us, it's really all about movement.
So definitely check out that video on YouTube. It's my last video. It's, a lot of people found it very valuable. And drop in the comments what your best trading day or worst trading day is, because being aware of your own trading behavior is part of understanding and becoming a good trader. So Boris talked about how gold is up 2% today. That is really the big story. And it's what's interesting is that gold is the only asset that's seeing any material movement. A lot of the other markets are quiet. Stock futures are pretty much flat. We have oil prices, which are, kind of stable. We have U.S. Treasury yields, which are down a little bit. And, what's interesting about that is that U.S. Treasury yields are lower, but the U.S. dollar is firmer against all of the major currencies except for the Japanese yen. So what's going on? I'm sure I know, the headlines have hit everywhere over the weekend. It's all because of Venezuela. And, there's a couple of things that you would think that would come out of Venezuela. Number one, you think oil prices would spike, right? That this would be a huge initial positive for oil because it creates uncertainty for a country that's very rich in oil and supplies a lot of oil. But it hasn't. Yes, we've seen a little bit of a gain in oil. And part of that maybe because Trump has said they're going to take over everything in Venezuela, including the oil. And so I don't think that there's as much uncertainty related to it as in terms of oil supply. There's obviously a lot of certainty geopolitically, but in terms of oil supply, it's not a huge disruption to the markets. And so, oil traders have taken it in stride. Equity traders, usually, and this is very, very important, which is that whenever we have the war trade, and in some ways you can say that this is a war trade, the most important thing to realize is that the effects tend to be short-lived. And so this happened on Thursday, Friday. I don't remember exactly right now, but happened at the end of last week. There was one trading day that the market had the opportunity to react to it. By now, the war trade doesn't last long because the world investors, traders believe that the issue will be resolved quickly. Or the markets or investors and traders will move on from this issue over to economic conditions, economic outlook quickly. And that's kind of what's happening with Venezuela. Yes, there's a lot of uncertainty in the country specifically, but the response from the global community, other nations, have been restrained. Russia, and some other countries kind of condemned it, but we haven't heard significant language from any of the G7, G20 nations. So as a result, it's not as if other countries are going to declare war on the US as a result of the US's actions or anything like that. It's not like war will intensify globally. And so that is why stocks are flat, because investors and traders want to see how this plays out. And of course, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you have any comments about this, drop them into the chat. Get into the conversation. I want to hear about it. But what I want to say is that for the markets in general, the war trade is very short-lived, and I think that's what we're seeing. But as Boris pointed out, gold is up 2%. The dollar itself is ignoring the drop in U.S. Treasury yields, and that is also up across the board. So typically, there's two things that we tend to see happen, which is, yes, gold has a more significant reaction, sometimes a more lasting reaction, and the dollar catches a safe haven bid. And that is exactly what we're seeing today, which is the dollar is catching a safe haven bid. So it's ignoring the sell-off in Treasury yields, and then also gold prices are higher. Now, this week, we have a very, very busy trading week. In some ways, we can say that the market is waiting for this big trading week. And Ben is correct. Maybe it's the first domino. Yen is supposed to see a safe haven. How do you see, dollar yen movements? Yes, I wouldn't say that yen is a safe haven. It's more that sometimes when we have geopolitical uncertainty, investors bail out of their risky trades. And dollar yen, as you know, has had a fantastic move last year. And so it soared significantly. And, traders may just be taking some profits because they're not sure what happens. And maybe Ben is right, is the first domino to fall. I think, based upon history, turning points are rarely announced in advance. Turning points rarely announce themselves in advance. And so, perhaps that could be the case. But right now, it seems like the markets are taking a stride, although there are some signs of clear risk aversion, meaning that gold prices are up and the dollar is up. And, going into 2026, a lot of people are wondering, whether the rallies in the market can continue. So as you know, stocks have hit record highs. And it's actually kind of surprising and a little bit scary, in my opinion, that, according to a recent Bloomberg survey, 81 out of 81, so 100% of the economists surveyed by Bloomberg expect stocks to hit a fresh record high in 2026. Expect another 15 to 20% rise in stocks this year. So the experts think that it's going to be another good year. It's a little scary to me that everyone seems to think the same thing. Now, the justification is that, number one, we're going to get, or the U.S. is going to get additional fiscal stimulus in the first half of the year from the Big Beautiful Bill, the continuation of, or the increase in SALT tax deductions and a variety of other tax benefits that is going to, support the economy. So there's going to be fiscal stimulus in the U.S. in the first half of the year. Secondly, the Federal Reserve, obviously, no rate hikes on the horizon at all this year. Markets looking for the Fed has signaled one interest rate cut in 2026. And everyone seems to believe that they're underestimating it, especially with a new Fed chair coming in that is going to be less, more dovish than Powell, that we could get 2 or 3 interest rate cuts from the U.S. And so that is also good for stocks. Third, we have many economists as well as businesses believe that we're going to have earnings growth this year. So, also maybe another 10%, 15% increase in earnings growth. It is the year of the fire horse as well, although that's not one of my reasons. But yes, we have earnings growth that is expected to be positive. And that number 4 is that many people could be underestimating the U.S. consumer. And that, a lot of the data, everyone anticipated being weak, like the labor market data, things like that. And, the market, economists could be underestimating the strength of the U.S. consumer. Yes, it could be a K-shaped economy. For those of you that don't understand a K-shaped economy, it's where, the economy is supported by the high earners and the low earners are still suffering. But as traders and investors, we only respond to the data. The data is what we respond to. And so the data is what we see, and the data could end up being a little bit, could end up being stronger. So there's a lot of reasons to believe, and there's a lot of reasons for why these economists, 100% of the economists surveyed by Bloomberg, think that stocks are going to see new highs this year. It's going to be another good year for stocks, most likely in the front of the year, first half of the year. Second half of the year, we'll see how things play out, but this is more of a first half of the year story. And then we also have stimulus in Germany. This is, Germany's got a huge defense and infrastructure spending initiative. So we got huge spending in Germany and Europe, Eurozone's largest economy. You've got fiscal stimulus in the U.S. All of this could support growth. And that is part of the reason why stocks are expected to be higher. Gold, on the other hand, is also expected to continue to rise because, as SL 8094 points out, geopolitical, and I'm paraphrasing your words, which is that geopolitical risks and uncertainty could continue, and that there's just still a lot of question marks. And, a lot happened in 2026 that we did not expect. 2025 that we did not expect. And like the tariffs, no one expected all these aggressive tariffs. 2026 is a whole new year. There could be a lot of things coming out from left field, like the Venezuela thing. I wouldn't say it came from left field. There's a buildup to it, but the way it happened did come out in left field. And so they could brace for surprises. And gold is a big beneficiary for that. The other big story, aside from the prospect of growth, is exactly what S. Wright has pointed out, which is inflation. I was just going to talk about inflation, which is that inflation is expected to remain sticky, and that will be a problem, and that could hurt high stock prices. But we may not see evidence of that until the middle of the year, because we still have kind of delayed data. There's some signs of maybe inflation easing, and so yes, sticky inflation is also something that could be presents itself as a problem. So first half of the year, I think all of the positive stories that everyone's talking about could manifest itself, unless of course there's no left field surprise, and I can't predict Trump, and so I don't know what kind of left field surprise that is going to come. But for now, but we do know that he likes stocks being strong, and we do know that he measures his worth or value in how well the stock market is doing. So for now, he's going to be doing everything in his power to promote stocks and to keep them supported. And so all of that could lead to a first half of the year rally. And then the second half of the year is more uncertainty. First half of the year also possibly support in gold. So my point is that gold, in my opinion, for now, is still a buy on dips, and not a sell on rallies. This week, we have a lot. We're kicking off the week with some very important pieces of data that is going to give us some really good insight into how the economy is doing. So I'm going to start by running you through some of the most important event risk on the calendar this week. So if you give me 1 second, I'm going to share with you my screen. I'm on one monitor mode today, so just bear with me. So, all right. So right now you should be seeing my calendar. And as I said, this is a very, very busy week for the markets. We are in a situation where we've got a lot of economic data. Let me know you can see my screen. Just confirm to me that you can see my calendar. So just looking at, we're just going to look at the highest impact data, because that's really, you're not seeing my calendar. Okay, give me 1 second to fix that. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to share my screen again. Share screen. Share screen. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my calendar. Let me know if you can see my calendar now.
All good.
Okay, fantastic. So these are the most important events to watch this week, which is today. We've got U.S. ISM manufacturing. Now, I'm a huge fan of ISM and PMI data. They're probably the most important data for you to follow. And the reason for that is because they're the most current data. They give you the most up-to-date look on how the economy is doing. Now, the ISM manufacturing index has been below 50 since 2022. Well, maybe not. There's a little bit of bump up in the beginning of the year, but no real material improvement is expected. ISM services, the service sector of the economy, on the other hand, is expected to be high. And one of the other things I did not mention is that the AI boom is expected to continue providing support for the equity market, and that is a service sector based. And so, given that it's a service sector based, services are expected to be stable and improving. But the most important event risk is, of course, Friday. Friday, we have non-farm payrolls, and we're probably going to live trade with you. We've got non-farm payrolls on Friday, and last month's number was horrendous. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Last month, 64,000. The next report is expected to be 57,000. So another weak number expected, but the reason why non-farm payrolls is a little tricky to trade is because we've got also have things like the average hourly earnings growth, which is expected to accelerate 0.3%, and the unemployment rate, which is expected to drop. So, you want to be live trading this with us on Friday because, these are, in some ways, are things that are going to be more important than the headline number. Because if we get a drop in the unemployment rate and we get a rise in average hourly earnings, even if we get 57,000, we could end up having a dollar rally. So non-farm payrolls is going to be very, very important this week. And non-farm payrolls is on the same day as the UMich index. And so that's going to matter above that and anything else. Now, these are leading indicators for non-farm payrolls. ADP, the employment component of ISM jolts. By Wednesday, we're going to have a good sense of how the labor market is doing. And then we have the jobs report. Aside from that, we have inflation data. We have some other things, like we have the Australian inflation report, we have the Swiss inflation report. We also have the SMB rate decision, which I'm kind of surprised that they don't have it here. I think part of the reason is because the SMB is not expected to change interest rates. But we have Eurozone inflation data, the flash estimate for Eurozone inflation data. We have German retail sales. That's expected to be stronger. Flash inflation from the Eurozone is expected to be steady. And then we also have the Canadian jobs report. So from Canada, their jobs report, where is it? They're expected to show pretty ugly numbers. And unlike the US, which is expected to show a drop in the unemployment rate, the Canada is expected to show a rise in the unemployment rate. So that could be a trade in dollar CAD, or it could be a trade in CAD yen on Friday. And it'll certainly be a trade in the NASDAQ and in gold. So make sure you join us on Friday on YouTube, on X, for our live trading session, because this is going to be very, very important. But the bottom line here that I want to, kind of share with you is that, yes, the non-farm payrolls report itself is expected to be weaker. But, the question is, will that matter for the Fed? Right now the market is, if we look at CME Fed Fund futures, CME Fed Watch tool, you will see that the market is pricing in right now. Rates are 3.5 to 3.75%. That's what it says here, current rate. The market is pricing in a 16% chance of an interest rate cut in January, which actually is, so, pretty much, I wouldn't say it's zero, but it's nominal. The market thinks that the next rate cut will probably come, it's a 50-50 chance that's going to happen in March, and that it isn't until April that we get like a 60% chance. So the market definitely thinks that we are going to have one interest rate cut by June. I apologize. I'm kind of remote today, so my screen isn't as great resolution, but I think you can follow along, which is that right now the market does not think the Fed is going to cut interest rates in January. So the question then becomes, will the non-farm payrolls report change those odds? And, if we get 57,000, it's not a great number, but if we get an increase in the average hourly earnings, a drop in the unemployment rate, and traders are going to think, that there's good enough components for the Fed to hold another month. And that could end up being dollar positive. And lead to a rally in the greenback against the yen, the euro, and all the other major currencies. But it's definitely something that you want to trade reactively and not proactively, because at some point there's going to be a surprise. And this is a year where there's a much greater chance of dollar weakness than strength. This is a year where we could see maybe 5 to 10% drop in the US dollar. And the reason for that, if you take a step back, the reason for that is, as Fred said, with the new Fed chair, first of all, there could be more dissent and then more resistance to any interest rate cuts. So the Fed will be more likely, if there's a situation where inflation is sticky and growth is okay, that they will be probably one of the last ones to raise interest rates. Whereas many other central banks are expected to raise interest rates this year, like the Bank of England, the Reserve Bank of Australia, the European Central Bank. Those are all expected to raise interest rates. At this point, only one time this year, but that is in contrast to the Federal Reserve, who is expected to cut interest rates this year. So that difference in interest rates, and I always say the most important thing when it comes to where currencies are headed is where interest rates are going, and what one country is doing relative to another. And because the Fed is either going to cut interest rates or sit on their hands, whilst other central banks raise interest rates, that's going to be dollar negative. And if the dollar is to fall this year, then that will be gold positive, because the gold is priced in dollars, and there's nothing more important to the outlook for gold than where the dollar is headed. Now, before we get into the charts, I just want to share with you something that I want you guys to mark on your calendar. January 24th. We're doing this incredible event. I want you to go to the website, proptraderfest.com, sign up. It's absolutely free. January 24th. It's a huge event that we organize with basically 20 speakers, from Peter Tuchman, the Einstein of Wall Street, David Green, former market maker, Big Daddy Max. We have Candace, who is Asia's #1 trader. She had $1 million payout in October. Zamco, who's made $1 million payout. We have Austin, Nick, big names in the trading space. Tyler G, lots of really amazing people sharing their trading strategies. Big Daddy Max is going to share how he uses ORB to trade. Candace is going to talk about how she uses ICT to trade. Austin's going to talk about how he uses VWAP to trade. Zamco is going to talk about how he uses trends to trade. Tyler's going to talk about also opening range and breakouts. So you're going to learn so much in this free event, completely free. It's going to go from 7:45 in the morning to 12:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. You won't want to miss it. It's completely free. Make sure you sign up, proptraderfest.com. And if you want to get the videos, just donate $10, 100% of that. We're raising money for Hope for Warriors and St. Jude's Children's Cancer Hospital. If you donate $10, 100% of that will go to those charities, and you'll get the videos afterwards. So make sure you bookmark this date, sign up for the free event, because you won't want to miss it. And we'll tell you more about it as we get closer to the event. But make sure you sign up now, so you mark it on your calendar, because it's the first ever online prop trader event. And Big Daddy Max, he's got an event at the end in February that he's charging $700 for a general ticket, $6,000 for a VIP ticket. You're going to learn from him free at our event. So back to the charts. What you're seeing here is you're seeing gold. Gold, pulled back last week and is now bouncing off the 20 SMA. You also see my BK trend meter. The trend meter shows you all green. So on a 5-minute basis, 15-minute basis, 1-hour basis, 4-hour basis, 1-day basis, it's still bullish. And when we see this, we want to make sure that we're looking for opportunities to buy gold, because it's still very, very positive. And until we get some of these things turning red, the uptrend is still very much intact. So 45.50 is definitely an easy target. I think it's going to go well above 5,000 in the coming year if things progress as they are. Now, in terms of NASDAQ, Board's going to be moving into live trading gold and NASDAQ for you in just a little bit. But NASDAQ also doing quite well. And, overall, you're seeing NASDAQ moving upwards. We have a little bit of red, but the thing is that because the short-term meters, 5-minute, 15-minute, and the shorter-term 1 hours, which is the 5 SMA, 20 SMA, and the 50 SMA are still green, this is still bullish. And so there's definitely more bullish than bearish. We also have an EMA meter, which should give us more information. By the way, you guys can all get this free if you, are a BK member, or you buy a prop trading account with one of our partners like Think Capital or Hola Prime. Use the code EDGE, and you will be able to get these meters for free. Let me move this meter and this is all customizable. You can change whatever you want. Let's get this to bottom right. All right. So we see our different meters here, and you can see also EMA meter and indices still very, very bullish. So if I'm trading this, I'm still going to be looking for opportunities to buy. Now, going to currencies, euro. Look at that. There's definitely a more red than there is green, but you can see it bounced off the 100-day SMA. Some of the shorter term meters are turning green. So it indicates to me that there's a near term bottom in euro dollar, But, chances are, we may rebound to above 117, but I don't really think it's going to get above 117.40, 50 before the non-farm payrolls report. It's probably going to be on the back of the non-farm payrolls report. By the way, Boris put the code in, thinkcapital.com, code EDGE. You get 30% off Think Capital, and you get 25% off because their 30% off offer ended. We get 25% off, and you get our BK trend meters for free. Just email us your receipt and we'll send you access to the BK trend meters with a video on how to use it. So Eurodollar looks like it's bouncing off. I am bullish Eurodollars this year, but I'm going to be waiting for all the meters to turn green. Dollar yen still quite bearish, especially on the EMA meters. So even though we've got a flat candle today, I think that, it's going to start to move lower. Maybe some traders are worried about the jobs report and they're focusing on the 57,000 forecast, even though later on, they may realize that the average hourly earnings growth and the unemployment rate improvement could help things a bit more. Dollar Swiss is rallying. We've got a bit more green. Looks like we could get up to here, up to 80 cents. That's where resistance is. And then we'll see how it behaves around there. But definitely looking a little bit more bullish, a bit more green on the screen than dollar yen. Dollar CAD also bullish, although some of the short-term meters are turning a little bit red, so the rally's fading. That means that, we may have seen the max of the move today. It tells me that because the short-term meters are turning bearish, we've already seen the whole move. And that the high that we saw today is the high that we're going to see all day long. We're not going to make a new high in dollar CAD. This is what the trend meters tell us. And that, we're just going to kind of maybe consolidate within the range. If we look at the shorter term charts, you can see on the 1 hour chart that we're pulling back. Looks like maybe we've seen the high in the range, but we'll pull back to 137, 60, 70 region in dollar CAD. For dollar CAD, I am still bullish dollar CAD, but it's got a really nice run. I think it could pull back to 137.50, and that may end up being a bit of a buying opportunity. Pound dollar slipping lower but holding firm. Meters are turning green. It's still holding 20 SMA, which means that the uptrend remains intact for the time being. I don't really trade pound, but I think that pound is more of a buy than a sell this year. Aussie dollar is also, stabilizing, more green than red, and a bit of stabilization here. And Aussie, I think RBA is probably going to be one of the first central banks to raise interest rates. They've been completely immune to the tariffs, not really that much problems that they're facing. So definitely more upside than downside risk in Aussie. Although right now it does look a little bit weaker, so you have to be a little bit careful about that. Kiwi also finding some support, consolidation. I think support in Kiwi dollars 57.20. And it looks like it's found some support here. Looks like it drips up. I'm not, this is right now it's just as much green as red. So it's just range trading. So I would stay out Kiwi until there's more clear direction. So once again, you can get this BK trend meter if you buy a prop challenge with any of our partners. Fill out the link, send it to us, and shoot us the receipt, and we'll give you access. The code EDGE works for Tradeify. It works for Think Capital. It works for Top One Futures. For Apex, you want to use BK Save. And then Axie, of course, if you join Axie, you can also get access to this. Just email us your receipt, and we will grant you access to our free BK trend meter. Any questions? Make sure you go to proptraderfest.com. Make sure you sign up for this free event. You won't want to miss it. I mean, look at this. We've got Wall Street legends, 4 decades of New York Stock Exchange floor to prop trading. $1 million trader, Big Daddy Max, talking about Orb. Candace, how she used ICT to make $1 million in 32 days. VWAP with Austin. Zamco talking about trends. A panel, stay-at-home moms building trading income. Fair value gap with Tyler G. And a whole bunch of other, great traders that you'll be hearing from. So definitely join us. So Zimbing is asking me, for dollar yen have been flying up after the December BOJ, and it seems like a rate hike is going to continue with the CPI in December. I do not think that the BOJ is going to follow up last month's rate hike with an immediate next rate hike. I think they're going to take it slow. I think they're going to, they know that dollar yen is really not going to correct unless the dollar falls. There's not much they can do. I think that the reason why dollar yen has not retained, or the yen has not retained its gains since the BOJ hike is because the markets do not think that they're going to follow up with another move anytime soon. Any other questions? I know that all of you are getting very excited to live trade gold and NASDAQ with Boris. So Boris, do you want to grab the screen? Send the receipt.
Hi guys. Yeah, I need to change. I got to change designs before I grab the screen. So we're gonna just if you have any more questions.
So just do it. So contact at bktraders.com or Kathy at bktraders.com is where you want to send your receipt. So forward your receipt, and we will but it only works if you use our code EDGE for Tradeify, top one, Think Capital, and Axie Select. There's no code. Use our link in the video of this description, and then also Apex BK Save is the code. It's great to be back. It's great to see you all. And I hope you enjoy live trading with Boris. We are going to definitely live trade non-farm payrolls on Friday, right, Boris?
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
So make sure you mark that on your calendar. And I will see you all then.
Great. Thank you, Kay. Great introduction to the year. Hopefully she ran you through all the macros. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Kay. I gotta change screen, so I'm gonna knock Kay off the screen here for 1 sec. She's gonna say goodbye. Let me just change the layouts so that I have it properly. Give me just 1 sec. Let me find the layout that I want. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna go to this layout, and I'm gonna make it very easy for everybody to be able to get all the links, because I QR'd the codes for everything. This is it's a very, very big week for discounts. It's kind of like the final week for discounts, because we have Think discounts, we have Apex discounts for $19 every single account, and we have Prop Trader Fest. So these are QR codes. If you guys want to just simply put your phone to the screen, or if you guys are on Twitter, you can obviously put the phone to the screen and QR code any of these discounts. I'm just going to keep it on here like this. Get my layout all organized. This way you guys be able to see me trading, as well as hang on a sec. Oops, what did I just do? I'm putzing around here. You see me trading, as well as be able to kind of follow all the discounts on the charts. So good morning, good morning, good morning. And of course, we start the new year with a new version of BFF Dots. Hi everybody. Let me see if anybody has any comments here for me. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We start with a new version of BFF Dots, which I encourage everybody to download. The new version, it's just a little cosmetic change, but I think it makes literally all the difference in the world. So in this new version of Dots, remember, I left you guys last year saying we're trading higher highs, lower lows all throughout our trend-based momentum strategy, because that's the best strategy is the pure momentum move, right? So I realized that we've just been basically eyeballing higher highs, lower lows. I said, why don't we make the indicator literally color code to us lower highs and higher lows? So as you can see here, everything that's neon green is a higher high. Everything that's neon green is actually a signal. Everything that's neon red is a lower low. Now, lower, in this case, lower low, this is a contra trend trade if you want to trade contra trend trades. But, because I have both trend and counter trend just to show you the layout. But the point is, this makes it incredibly easy intuitively to be able to trade the structures, because you know right away that the candle is legit. Candle is legit. Now, not only that, but as I encoded all of this information. And by the way, of course, everybody who wants this, you simply just need to join my. I noticed that a couple of people actually joined just a couple of minutes ago to my coaching. We're obviously going to. Let me see if I can just do this. Make sure that this is coming out. No, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Here's the proper link. This is the link to my coaching that I just put up here. Coaching starts again on Thursday. Very, very excited to do that. But what I noticed as I color coded the whole thing, and go ahead, everybody, just simply download. Everybody who's part of my coaching, go ahead, download it. I uploaded the new version. It's F4. I know we were at F2, but it's F4. Just trust me, because I had to do a couple of internal versions for myself, and I just simply kept it at F4. So it's dots only, range zone F4. That's the latest version. I hope you guys really like the visualization. But the visualization opens up some amazing trade ideas for us that are not just pure hardcore, Ritalin-driven ADD-H scalping that we do every single day, because it allows us to do two things that I think are going to blow your mind. One, we can do one shot, one fund trade with this particular layout. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, hopefully around 10:30. And the other one is we can do more swing-like, longer-term, bigger profit per trade trades with this idea. You guys want to hear how to do that? You want me to show you how both of these things are possible now with this new color-coded layout? Yes? No? I want to see 10 yeses in the room. Thumbs up. Let's go. Everybody, get into the game. As my daughter says, lock in, everybody. Time to lock in. All right. So first, I'm going to show you a 1 to 2 risk. We trade with a 1 to 3 super high probability scalp trades. We're going to trade with better risk reward, bigger profit per trade ideas on a swing-like basis. And this is what I'm going to show you. So within this, let's do, you know what? Hang tight. Let me just go to full. I'm just going to do this. Let me see if you guys will see this. I'm going to do just NASDAQ. I'm just going to do one instrument at a time to show you. Or we can do gold. Let's do gold. We'll do gold as one instrument, because gold is obviously a great instrument for this. All right. So I'm going to go into the indicator, right? And the indicator right now is, if you go into the settings, into the main settings, it's showing me every single possible scalp trade that I can do, right? I'm going to click Show First Trade Only. I'm going to eliminate all the bright greens, bright reds. And actually, let's do this. I'm going to eliminate this, and I'm only going to go trend. I'm only going to do trend setups. So I'm going to go into the A setup. I have them both trend and counter trend. Let's just do trend only. Okay, we're just gonna look for trend only ideas, right? And here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna play this with you guys from, I don't know. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it from like 5 o'clock onward, right? I'm just gonna replay this with you guys to show you the idea. All right. So we're only looking for the first higher high breakout in the trend slice, in the 8 SMA trend slice. That is the trend. So let's just say I'm going to start over here for argument's sake, right? Everybody sees this particular trade, right? Here. So what's happening over here? I'm positive trend. I have a higher high, right? You see this in A1 pi high, and it's the first signal as the 8 SMA turns up, right? The earliest, the juiciest this thing idea. It's not, Tony, it's not changing. We're still buying momentum. This is just simply adding. I'm not like, you could we can jackhammer our way for 10 points all day long, but there are people who may want to trade for 50 points. I'm just giving you more strategies. I'm not changing the strategies. I'm just giving you more money or more value for your money. Okay. So if you want to make $50 a trade instead of $10 a trade, you listen. If you want to just keep making $10 a trade, you don't listen. That's all. It's not a change of strategy. It's an addition to the strategy. Okay. Because we're using the exact same indicator and it can do a million fucking things that I discovered that I'm going to share with you. So hopefully that's really clear to everybody. Okay. Should I continue, or do you guys just only want to scalp with me? I see some thumbs up if you guys want me to continue. Okay. So if you want to trade for like a $50 or $500 trade, you trade 50-point target, 100-point stop, $5 target in gold, 50-point stop off of this. So let's just play the game. Winner, obviously, right? +1, right? Winner over here, +1. Because remember, I'm only taking the first signal of this move. And I'm going to just simply move myself through next. Loser, probably. I think I'm in at 47. The target is going to be, the stop is going to be 37, right? So I think I'm actually, let's see if I survive the stop. So I'm in at 47. I think I'm going to get blown out on this one. 47. 52 would be the target. It comes out to 50, doesn't hit my target. But now it does. Right over here, like 51.7, close enough. So that now I'm +3, okay? +1, +2, +3. I keep going. I'm only looking for trend trades. Now we start turning negative trend, right? Negative trend. Where's my red? Why is my red not showing here? Okay. A1 over here, I'm short 33s. Does it come down to 28? Almost. Then comes down to 28 over here. 28. Okay. Oh, Clean's saying he's running 2 PAs on the strategy. Good job. Yeah, and we're going to move into trading PAs because I've funded a few accounts while we were gone. So like I have a ton of funded accounts now. I still have a couple of evals that we want to work with, but this is a really, really cool strategy. So like I just ran with you guys a $200 trade on a one little micro account. One little micro account. I just made you $200. Running this strategy between 5 and 7 in the morning, New York time. Where's my? Oh, I lost my. Ugh. Fuck. I lost my my cursor. Hang on a second, guys. This is a real pain in the ass. We have to wait. I have to wait. My cursor, there it is. My cursor is back. Okay. All right. Let's move this along. So I'm only trading trend, right? Another signal over here. I'm in at 20, basically 28, and I'm looking for 23. 23, done. Now I'm at 250, right? I'm 5 consecutive effing winners on a $5 trade, which is either a $500 trade, it's $2,500, or a $50 trade, $250 in the absolute low risk, structure, right? Now it's obviously because gold is moving hard and it's a 2% move and it's great. But the point being is, for this kind of an instrument, it is an incredibly beautiful, very, very high probability trade that packs a 5 times the size profit punch than just a pure scalp that we like to do. And it keeps you, instead of making like a trade every 5 minutes, you're making a trade every half an hour or so, right? So where we are right now is basically here. We're at 38. I think we survived. Well, let's see. I'm not sure. Maybe 38.8 against 20. Maybe we got stopped out. Maybe we got stopped. I'll tell you right away. Yeah, we got stopped out on the trade just at the nick of time. And now maybe we'll get a secondary trade. So this is like the first stop that we've had all morning long. But prior to this, you've had basically $300 worth of profit that you were able to put together. Now this is just on gold. Okay. What about if we did NASDAQ? And with NASDAQ, oh shit, we have so much trades now, guys. Sorry, we have so many good trades now in NASDAQ that this is where NASDAQ is tempted to do a little bit of scalps here, but I'm gonna pass up on the scalps just to again show you the NASDAQ possibilities. And we're gonna go short first trade only, and again on NASDAQ, I'm just gonna go to trend only and show you with NASDAQ. I'm gonna trade $20 target, $40 stop. Again, 4 times the normal size of our structure, right? And here my sorry, why is it giving me both? Hang on a second, sorry. I want to go to A setup. A setup should be trend only. Sorry, I was like, why is it giving me both setup? Why is it? Okay, here we go. So on NASDAQ, if you're coming in here, 54, you're looking for 74. This comes out to basically somewhere over here. You make 1, right? You're coming in over here at 79. I think you get stopped out. You get stopped out over here. You're coming in over here, you make another 20 points. You're coming in over here, you make another 20 points. So you're like 3 out of 4 on plus 20 on trend-based strategies. Now, there's no, we're waiting to see if the trend turns negative and we go down. And we'll see if that works. But this is a strategy where you're doing 3 or 4 trades over an hour instead of doing 10, 20 trades for much more meaningful P&Ls. All because you can absolutely visualize the signals super fast with the indicator. That's my point. Jerry says he's getting a runtime error. Jerry, delete the whole thing, log in, log out, because you shouldn't be able to. My thing, everybody's confirmed to me that everybody who's been able to attach the indicator is working fine for you, that you don't have any problems. And if you confirm that to me, that means it's an individual error on your part, Jerry. Somebody who's attached the new version, please tell me that that it's working for you. Just to confirm. So does everybody understand the swing version of this? Judith says, Judith, you're confirming. So Peter says no problem. So yeah, it's just yours, Jerry. Delete, reinstall, and get rid of everything else that's on your chart. If you have some other indicator on your chart, it could be interfering. That's all. Anyways. That's where things are as far as the swing strategy goes. Let me get out of my replay mode here, just 1 second. And now we're just basically in regular mode. Now, here comes the most interesting idea of all. 1 shot, 1 kill. Getting funded on 1 trade during the highest momentum times for each instrument. The highest momentum times for each instrument, we're going to start with NASDAQ, is between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. I would say 9:30 to 11 o'clock, but let's just be honest. It's 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. That's what that means is that you have the highest probability of a uniformly equal move, right? A move that's going to go in one direction, unidirectional move on the charts, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to get off the 1 minute chart. We're going to go to the 5 minute chart. I'm going to show you some examples of this. We're going to go to the 1 minute chart. We're going to unclick the show first trade only. we're going to stay with trend. We're going to stay with trend, but we're going to just unclick this. So now these are 5-minute signals, not 1-minute signals. But we're going to go back to NASDAQ on Friday, right? Just for shits and giggles. Friday was actually a really, really good day of trading. Look what happens. Friday, the first momentum trend signal comes in at 1050. You take that signal for our typical 38-point target, no stop, or it's basically a 38-point target, 38-point stop, but we just no stop. You get done, funded in 5 minutes. Boom, boom, right? That's a Friday look. Now, let's go back to. I'm not sure that Wednesday worked. Wednesday was obviously a short day. Wait, where's Tuesday? Where am I? Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Okay, here's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, 10 o'clock, right? Again, same thing, 1050. I'm over here. I'm short 67. I need about 35 points. How low does this go? Doesn't quite make it. This one doesn't quite make it. Wednesday, and it's understandable why there was not continuity, because it was obviously pre-New York Day. And it's not like it's going to make it, but what it's going to do is it's going to give you the opportunity to trade with, let's say, 1 out of every 2 days, you can get funded in one trade. At $19, that's just the greatest bargain in the world, just to serve a simple solution. So here we are, 11:15. This is a little bit later because we're looking for that 10 to 11 candle, but we're in at 66. We're just looking for 30 points, and the thing just flies to like 94, right? Close. Don't get quite funded, but close. Close on the move. This is at 4 contracts, right? Maybe if you took 5 contracts and you got a little bit more aggressive, you certainly would have been funded. At 5 contracts, I think you only need what do we need at 5? Let me just see. I've only been using 4, but if we use 3,000 divided by 5, that's 600 divided by 20. We only need 30, and that would definitely get done. Then we go to Monday. And again, we're looking for this incredibly volatile time. We actually don't have any signals on Monday because it was a really herky-jerky day, right? Herky-jerky day here on Monday between 10 and 11. Let's go back to one last example. Here we are on the 24th, 822 goes all the way up to 840. Doesn't quite make it, right? Doesn't quite push, but it only comes down to 806. So we survived the stop, and then eventually it totally hits. This is on a 5-minute chart, right? So it's not like it's a perfect strategy, but it is a really, really good strategy for NASDAQ. For gold, people are asking me, like, what's the story with gold? Gold, it's the 8 to 9 o'clock. It's the opening of gold, right? Let me just get to gold. It's interesting. I actually did not look at today. I'm on a 5-minute time frame for gold. Let me just get rid of. I want to go trend only. Sorry, let me just look this up. Trend only. So I want to do trend only. No, it was like 8 to 9. There was just no signals. Gold was in a counter trend move. It's actually now, it's on a 5-minute chart, coming back to a pretty good move. Guys want to play it? I haven't set up my trade here. The trade would be like 7 points. You'd just be taking 7 points over here, like 1 shot, 1 kill. I wish we could. Wonder if we could do this. I'm not set up to trade it, so we'll just have to leave it alone. But yeah, I mean, it's a really, really cool strategy to trade. Not because it always works, but because it works often enough that it only requires 1 good trade to just simply hit it out of the ballpark. Even if 1 out of 3 days, 2 days you've blown out, the 3rd day you're funded at $19. You're just funding accounts left and right, and you have a whole month. So if you have like 20, 30 accounts in your arsenal, you can get funded all the time. So that's like the really, really cool thing about getting all this done. It's a very efficient way of getting the accounts funded in this kind of a structure. Oh, sorry, that's the 1 minute chart. You're right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm on a 5 minute chart. Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. But you were right. You're right. I'm sorry. I gave the wrong signal. On the 5 minute chart, it was a great signal. 25 for it went 10, and you guys are absolutely right. I'm sorry. I had it on the template, and the template was on a 1 minute chart. This is a 5 minute chart on gold. Totally would have worked today. Totally would have worked. Gold is actually, in my opinion, like the funding trade these days, because 7-8 points in gold is nothing, and what you're looking for is just monolithic, uniform, a monomaniacal kind of single movement structure, and it's definitely working. By the way, gold's certainly working right now, as a trade. So we'll see if it breaks out. It's trying to challenge this 4450, and we'll see if it takes out. All right, so I kind of showed you all the stuff. Let's go back to just trading our regular structures. We actually have a signal on gold here. I'm a little bit late on all of these things because we've been talking about strategies. So we'll just pause right now. I'm not gonna chase these ideas. Gold obviously clearly looks like a good trade to take over here on the structure. So we'll see if that works. Okay. Nasdaq for a scalp, 23 to 33 would have totally worked for a 5-point scalp. So all of that is working. Now Nasdaq is coming up to that 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock time frame, right? And what I want to do is we're going to try and see if we can do a one shot, one kill trade with Nasdaq. We're going to choose this account. This is one of my funded accounts. I don't think we're going to be able to get all the way up to 3,000 with this, but let's give it a shot. We're going to do NQ March. So we're going to trade the big contract. And the setup here is going to be, as always, it's 152 ticks target, right? 152 ticks target. This isn't quite going to get me done, but it'll get me close. And no stop losses, just no stop losses, right? So I will set this up, and if we have, so we're gonna just simply put ourselves like on a 5-minute time frame and look for a trend signal, which actually means that Nasdaq needs to really come back up. Look at gold, by the way. Gold just totally blowing through the roof, right? Really trading well on the upside. So we'll see if Nasdaq, on the 5-minute chart, holds trend, doesn't hold trend, comes back down, and we'll try to trade it that way. But gold was actually, it's just because I did not have myself set up. We were at 43. You needed 7 points. It totally went that 7 points for funding. If I don't know if anybody kind of played around with that. When will I do one trade funding? What do you mean by when will I do it? At these particular times, like 8 to 9 o'clock on gold, 10 to 11 o'clock on Nasdaq. You can do this almost every day. I mean, some days where it's just not going to work at all because some days are really flat. But the basic idea is there are, on active days, you have these continuous runs, right? These of like 30, 40, 50 point movements of runs. And we try to capture just that 30, 40 point movement of runs without retrace, or a 7 point movement in gold. And if you can capture that on a reasonable size contract, you can get done in one trade. You can get funded in just one trade, right? Nasdaq kind of just sort of it's stalling out on us right now. Gold definitely getting resisted here at 450, but we'll see if gold takes out the 450 here with a neon green label. We're going to go long gold. I'm going to trade that with you guys, but just on a scalp, just like a sort of like a 1-3 scalp. As you can see, I've been very, very modestly scalping my my funded account. These are all my funded accounts, right? And I am, we'll talk about that, of course, much more in detail in coaching and everything else. On the funded side, let me just move this. Let me just move this to the side. Third, okay, so I have it over here. On the funded side, there are two ways, to get paid out. You can either have incredibly high confidence, like, with the kind of way I'm trading, but it will take you a very long time. So in other words, it'll take you a very long time because you're going to just do it, $10, $15 at a time, very, very small amount of movement. Or you can have lower confidence of success, but much faster time. That's the only way to get funded, trade on the funded side. On the evaluation side, we can do a million different ways, from one single trade, which I find very efficient, just get it done, especially when we have lots of cheap accounts. And as I said, if we go to Apex right now, right? It's $19. Just use the code BKSAVE, go in there, go buy the accounts. It's only today and tomorrow that deal is staying in place. So be sure that you lock it in. I'm gonna probably buy another 10 of them tonight. And then we'll just trade them, for one and done for the next week or so. Just to add to I already have like 11 or 12 funded. We'll try to go to full 20 funded. Hopefully, we get a chance, and we'll see how that works out. All right, gold backing off the 50. So far there's no trade. And Nasdaq, we're kind of watching that 5 minute chart. To see if I can get a green neon trade for a one and done trade. Any questions, guys? Everybody clear on what I'm doing here? Give me a yes. Everybody's good on the new version. It's loaded up on everybody's charts. Looks good. Yes, no? Let me know, guys. Let me see where you guys are at. Yeah, perfectly fixed. Oh, Jerry, it's fixed. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Okay, excellent. Excellent. All right, just looking for ideas. You see, by the way, how cool this is in terms of the indicator? It just keeps you from not pulling the trigger until you really have a signal. So we have gold. I'm going to buy this gold right now. At 2-1 for 1-3. All right, I'm in trade. You guys can't see it because I'm in the wrong count, but I'm in at 48.4, looking for 49.4. I should actually probably be 48.8. Oh, I got a better fill. Close 48.8. I came in. Okay, so I'm looking for 49.4 on this thing. Let's see if it gets done. 49.2. 49.2. Come on, baby. And we're done. And I'm done on that trade. Breaking to the highs are perfect. We'd love to take out, neon green off the highs is always a really good trade. And we can now we're at 450, which is a very big psychological level. If it holds, we'll do it again. But I'm gonna switch to a different account. I'm just gonna switch to a different account here. And I'm just gonna narrate. I'll show you the trades in a second. So I'm gonna buy this one now too. All right, I'm in at 50, and boom, I'm done. I'm literally as I'm in, I'm done. That's how fast it is. And now we're breaking the 53s, so on and so forth. It's really, really a version. Yes, the new version is the F4 version, right? Honestly, guys, the one trade fund today is what do you call it? Is gold, right? It's just it's really, really wild. Let me see if I think I can actually do this. This is a really cool thing. Hang on. I can do reverse views. Okay, cool. All right, so I can do reverse. Oh, now fuck. Okay, let me log out of here. Shit. because I wanted to show you the trades, but of course, TradingView does not allow you to do more than one tab. So let's show you. Let me show you the trades. Where the hell were they? Okay, execution marks. Where am I? Which account was I in? I was in 35. Why isn't this? Am I on MG? Oh, hold on a second. Am I in the wrong? Oh, I'm in the MGC. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so you can actually see my execution marks here, and here, right? Boom, boom, boom. You can see, and then I'm going to show you the other account where I did it. The 33 account, I think we did that too. And you can see the 33 account too, right? So basically what I'm doing is I'm just buying the breakout of the highs over here, and it's obviously working until it basically sort of exhausts itself, and now we have no more signals. You notice, by the way, there's no neon green signals, so there's no trades, right? Really, really cool. Yes, the renew. So astound. So let me tell you how we do it, so that you guys, everybody who's a rookie in terms of eval accounts. So, and you know, oh my god, there's a dog yapping on the street here that's just killing me. He's like going nuts. So the smart way of doing this, right, is you buy the account, and frankly, 99% of the time, you're either gonna get funded or you're gonna blow out your account before the month is over, right? So you don't worry about it. But if you blow out the account, cancel it, because then you're gonna get a better discount, you know, the month after that. If you fund it, it's canceled automatically. You just upgrade. If you forget, it's really important, you know, before the end of the month to kind of cancel it out, because you don't want to be renewed at like a 50% rate. You want to get a better deal, because Apex is always running good deals. But that's the trick. The bottom line is we're looking to get funded in one trade. So for us, a day is a lifetime. I don't think my accounts, you know, like when I have eval, I mean, I've had a couple of eval accounts for a week here because I'm just putzing around with them, but I think they never last more than a week or two, right? When will the new version going to be available in Wealth Charts? It's up to Wealth Charts. They're working on it. You know, I'll touch base with them. I'll let you know. Thank you, Luke, for ISM. We're gonna wait for ISM because we got news on the tape here. So let's just actually go to the news. Trading economics. Let's do that. Let's choose trading economics. Let's see what they want to show us. So that's the game plan on that's what we do on this stuff. Okay, come on over here. Here we go. 10 o'clock is a manufacturing market looking for 48.2. Let's see what the numbers are. 1 minute to go. Let's see, this is refreshing. Where is it? What's going on over here? Still not printing. Oh, it's still 9:59 because it's not 10 o'clock yet. Okay, here we go. A little bit worse on the headline. Employment a little bit better. New orders better. Prices. I mean, really a neutral report. Not like there's anything horrific. Let's see if the market has any reaction. Gold going up. Gold likes this trade. NASDAQ doing nothing. I'm watching gold right now. Gold is like a buy for me. Like we're breaking fresh highs. 1455, 455. Neon on a 1 minute. We gotta go buy it. I'm gonna go to a different account. 36. Let's see if I can buy it. 14, 13 seconds. I'm waiting for the close of the candle. 9, 8, big blowout candle. So we'll see if I don't get hit by retraces. All right, I'm in at 54.6, targeting 50, and I'm done. Let me show this. Let me show it to you again. Very fast trades, but which account was I in? 36. I'm in 36. And this would come on. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. I'm in here. I'm out of here. Like a classic. Let's buy the highs and keep going. I'm sorry, I don't seem to have the momentum in Nasdaq to really trade that one shot, one kill trade. The one shot, one kill trade is really is in gold today, but this is just the start of the week, so we'll have plenty of opportunities to do that. I think there's a I think there is just 1 second. The question, I think they have you only have 1 month to start them. I'm not sure. You got to check with them. It's their rules, guys. I don't all the questions you guys have regarding Apex or wealth charts or anything else, those are directed to the companies themselves. I don't, I'm not a customer support rep for those guys, but I believe with Apex, you got to buy the eval in a month, or you use it or lose it, basically. But once you buy it, you can keep it, forever, right? As long as, I've had some evals for 6 or 7 months. Some PA accounts for 6 or 7 months already. So, that's how it goes. Look at gold, by the way. Gold just challenging. We got to keep going. Sorry, I'm talking. Okay, I missed my chance here. This would have been another good trade. It was a perfectly good trade. I'm sorry, I'm yapping, and just to answer your question, but you guys are seeing it. What I want to show you is just look how cool the neon labels are. The neon labels are just printing money for you when you got a momentum move, right? Gold just broke the fuck out all the way out through the 450s. It's probably going to eventually stall out here, but for now, it really broke out. In the meantime, keeping an eye on NAS here, because that's kind of an interesting trade here out of the corner of my eye. Not this particular candle, but maybe the next 5-minute candle is going to challenge. If it challenges the highs, NAS could start to break out, and we could go to the 25.7, and that could be the setup trade for us on the thing. Yes, that's. But the question, Ben, was, do you have to? They were asking, can you just hold off on paying the activation fee? And I think the answer is no. Oh, really? Oh, pay. I'm sorry. Wait. Let me run this scenario by you, Ben, and you tell me if correct. I passed my eval account. I'm not trading it, and then but I haven't upgraded to a PA account. The next month rolls over, and I have a monthly fee. Do they charge me a monthly fee, even though it's an eval? It's an eval account that's funded, that broke through the barrier. As long as I haven't touched it, it just keeps being an eval account that just keeps getting charged. So I could inventory it that way. If I don't want to pay the, I don't know why you would want to do that, but in principle, could you do that? Is that what you're saying? Because I didn't know that. Yeah, Ben is saying they'll just charge you a monthly fee, so you could keep it running forever without upgrading to a PA. It's kind of interesting. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm watching NAS, guys, because we've got a 5-minute chart with positive trend. If I get the neon green, right, the neon green label on a 5-minute, we can take that well charts account that I have set up over here with a we actually don't even need to see the neon green, because in the well charts we can see that it's a green dot. Close. Hang on. Let me just make sure that it's not. No, I'm on the 1 minute. I need to. Let's change the time frame to a 5-minute, so that we are in sync on this. So we're in a 5-minute. And this is also looking good. Like it's giving us that green dot. But we got about 4 minutes to go. It's got to hold that green dot. As long as it holds green dot, we're going to go long this thing with a 4. Well, just watch me over here. 4. I'm going to do 4 NQs with a dot. See if the momentum. You can see it over here. See if momentum takes us over here. So I'm long. I'm going to be long 4 Nasdaqs, large ones. My stops. My target would be 152 ticks. It's not going to get me funded because I'm not at 50,000, but it's going to get me close. And and it's just the principle of the thing. I mean, I don't care if, but we got to be very patient and see if this thing plays out. Oh, Ben says some people do that when they have 20 PAs. I see. That does make sense. Right. You have 48 hours to activate your PA, but they keep the evaluation account live and just charge you, according to Ben. I've never done that because I've always activated my PAs, so I don't know. Unfortunately, NAS not holding the highs for us, but let's see. It really needs, this is a big move, by the way, 5-minute move, 560 to 630, almost 100 points in 5 minutes. But just not holding the bid. So as I said, even in wealth charts, you don't necessarily need the neon greens. Neon greens just simply make it easy for you to see the higher highs. But if you get a white dot, if you get a dot here, a green dot, you know that it's a higher high dot, and you can go along this thing. So while they're trying to update this whole thing, we're going to need it. So you just need to sign the PA agreement, but just don't have, but you don't have to pay the PA fee. Okay. All right. Those are really nuanced strategies for guys that have like 20 funded accounts, which is very nice. But I have 12, so that's not too bad. And it's because we spend a lot of our time just working on the techniques to pass them first, because you got to pass the account before you got to trade the PA account. All right, buck 30 on the clock. I'm still hoping against hope that Nasdaq going to give us a signal, but probably not. Maybe in the next 5-minute candle it will. This is the high of the session here. Again, obviously the perfect strategy would be if this thing gives us a signal, runs through the highs, and we get we get a very close to funded type of a structure. But one can only hope. So look, just switching around so you guys can actually see it. This is the 5-minute candle. See, it's giving me the neon sign over here, right? Give me the neon sign. Around 6:46 gives me a neon sign. 50 seconds left on the clock. So we're going to go back to wealth charts, and also the other thing is the reason it's not just the dot. I need to see the slope be green. That's the other thing that this green thing is. It's if the slope is the slope is switching from green to red, so it's not. We needed 46 or higher. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get the 46 or higher. We're not going to get the signal. Let's see. All right, screw it. We're going to go long here, just for shits and giggles. We're going to try this. We're going to see if we get enough momentum here to drive us higher. Yeah. So let's actually go back and see if I did get the green neon label, right? So now it's sort of like this is setting up our, one shot, one kill type of trade. Nasdaq not exactly, the winner today as far as the horse race goes, but maybe it has enough juice here. We'll see if there's enough juice here if they want to run and gun it through the key thing is this 25.7, or it's just going to simply die out on me and stop me out and kill the account, which is fine. This is what it's designed for. It's designed for one single trade. But we are essentially using our tool, hoping that we have continuity and momentum here in this particular time frame. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath, but we'll see. Okay. So as I said, the perfect scenario would be as if this thing takes out the highs of the New York session, tries to run the 25,700. But from here to there, it's still a pretty long journey. Meantime, gold kind of exhausted itself through this 450 level. It went to 468. Very, very natural that it kind of retraces here. Those who are inveterate, degenerate gamblers could take, if this was a pink label, you could have taken this trade, but it wasn't. It disappeared, right? So 28 seconds. I'm going to play this with you guys just for shits and giggles, because I'm going to play it very small in like maybe the played in my 38 account. Let's just put it myself into the 38 account. But again, this is the do as I say, not as I do part of the show, where you should really not be trading the counter trend idea. But I'll give it a shot. 3, 4, 5. Shit. I'm in here. And we're done. Okay. I mean, I kind of felt, like when you had such a massive move to the upside, you really could relieve the valve a little bit for a single point. So it was nice, nice little click. But again, I am trading very, very small across all my 7 accounts. I think 7 accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, my seven Trade accounts. And and we haven't even worked my wealth charts accounts, which are all over there. On the wealth chart side, we're just trying to do this one and done trade, with I have zero confidence in right now, because generally what we want to do when these things really, really do work is you get a pure momentum burst. You get this ignition move, and in the first 5 minutes after you're in the trade, it's supposed to skyrocket. If this thing doesn't go in the next 5 minutes, very unlikely that we're going to get that move. But we're in the trade. I think we're surviving still the trade, right? We're still surviving the trade, and let's see how it goes. We'll give it. We'll stay in the move. It's certainly, in the structure. It's within the structure where we want to be. How can you install BFF dots and wealth charts? You need to be a member of coaching. If you're not a member of coaching, just email me and I'll help you. No, there's no PDFs yet, but I'm going to try and make the PDFs by Thursday coaching time, so you guys will have it. I will have like the one and done strategy, the big trade swing strategy, and just of course what I call the jackhammer strategy, which is just my my favorite strategy. We're going to just jackhammer. This is what I do, where I just trade 1 point all day long. Walter Sanchez has a comment. Walter, what did you say? You make me scroll all the way back. What did you say, Walter? Okay, Walter says, remember me from Boca? Guess what? Jackpot with Apex just made. Oh fuck! Oh my God, that is awesome. Walter, that's the best Monday news ever. All right. Well, listen, guys, Walter gets the chicken. Let's do the chicken for Walter. Oh man, this is awesome. Good. Actually, you know, we're gonna give you money. Let me do the money. Why is this not working? Rainy coin. There we go. There we go. Walter, you get the money. You don't even get the chicken. You get the money. That is sweet. Fuck, that's great. That's the best news I've heard in a long time. That's awesome. Guys, is everybody seeing this? Is everybody seeing what Walter just accomplished? Let's everybody give Walter a big, big clap. Okay? That's awesome. Nothing makes me happier than people using dots to get paid out. That's really, really great. Good job, man. Absolutely awesome. Look at this. You get the rain of coins, not even the rain of chickens, but the rain of coins today. Awesome. Good job. Very, very nice. Thank you, Walter. You made my Monday. You made my new year so far. I love it. And look at this. NAS is actually moving. As I said, we need to see, like, you know, what's our target here on this thing? Where are we? We're at 84 on the target. So, you know, we're still far away, but at least it's, you know, it's moving in our direction here. The world's slowest chase here, ignition chase. But let's see, you know, let's see if NASDAQ wants to go higher. New York session high is around, I believe, 73, right? We're looking at 84. The target, really, the really big target should be the round number at the 700. You know, see if New York session wants to run it there. Was it somebody said one time? Somebody said that investors trade value and traders trade levels. I think that's about as accurate description of, you know, what people focus on. Like, investors focus on value and traders focus on levels. Yeah. Now it's not exactly, you know, running like the train, but whatever. You know, we're staying in the trade. We're just staying in the trade to give it a shot. That's awesome, Walter. Thank you. Wow, I'm glad you brought my attention to that, because I totally, you know, we got in the weeds with all the questions. I totally missed that comment. Thank you, Walter. That was awesome. So we actually managed to do a little bit of scalping in gold, right? I think I did about 6 or 7 trades in gold just in jackhammering alone. And, you know, I am showing you the world's slowest one and done, you know, attempt in NASDAQ here. Well, you know, we'll see if it goes. As I said, the run here needs to be through the New York session highs into the 700s for us to, you know, to make this viable. But it's fine. You know, let it run, let it trade. New York session high is 673. All right, so let's do a quick poll, and it's totally self-serving. You know, come on, it's the beginning of the year. I spent the whole vacation coding for you guys, so I need a little tap on the back. Here's my poll. All right, hold on a second. Let me do this. Here's my poll. Do we like the new color-coded BFF dots? Please don't say no. No, I'm just kidding. You can say whatever you want. Honestly, I'm actually really want your honest opinion. But I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, it's just so to me, it's so crystal clear in terms of, like I don't have to figure out if the highs are truly higher, because the algo obviously figures out, yes, the highs are higher. You got a neon. The lows are lower. You got a neon red. You got a neon green. All that kind of stuff. Thank you. Yeah, is that Yatin? Who's Yat Kolkirov? They will be done on. They'll be done on wealth charts. It just takes a while, guys, just because they're really backed up. They're so busy, So yeah, guys, let's just kind of reconvene, and let me put this up here. Hang on a second. Let's just make sure that everybody who's in the room right now, you must. It's my directive. Sign up for Prop Fest right now. So please sign up for Prop Fest. Literally, Kay is just killing herself for this show, and she's put on literally the best of every prop trader in the world is coming to this show. This is literally, it's like a $10,000 show that we're doing for free. We're just extracting huge amount of value. So please sign up for Prop Fest. That's the QR code. It costs you nothing, and if you can't make it, it's a $10 to archive all the videos, and all the money is going to go to help the vets and little kids at St. Joseph's. I mean, you got to be a complete asshole not to do that. So hopefully you guys will really like it. Let me put the link in. Yes, to make it very easy for you. Hang on a second. It's www.propfesttrader. The worst thing to do is to make me type, right? So let me make sure this is correct. propfesttrader.com. Let me make sure. I'm gonna click this thing and see if it's correct. Go to channel. No, it's not a channel. But hang on a second. Let me sorry. Let me just do this from my URL so that I can do this properly. Prop Trader Fest. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. It's Prop Trader Fest. Okay, here I'm putting in the proper thing. God, this is the price you pay for being dyslexic. All right, it's Prop Trader Fest. All right, sorry, it's Prop Trader Fest. I put the proper link in. Please go in there and do it. We are crawling. I mean, just fucking crawling on our NASDAQ trade. Holy shit, world's slowest trade. But look, I mean, we're making progress, right? Holy shit, 20-minute move for 10 points. Oh my God. I'm really not cut out for this slope. But we're trying to go. We're trying to go. I'm just trying to prove my thesis that the 10 o'clock move, it's the world's slowest 10 o'clock move, and I don't know how much more it's going to go. But if it needs to take out these, it's just itching to take out these fucking highs over here. It needs to take out these highs if they really want to run it. Let's see if it does that. Otherwise, everything is pretty stationary right now. Thank you. I'm glad everybody signed up, but please sign up. Do your thing here. I got to run, guys. I will. We're definitely going to do obviously trading tomorrow. We'll explore more of these ideas. I will make all of this stuff PDFable. I'm actually going to create. I think I'm going to create 3 separate PDFs. So it doesn't drive people crazy. We're going to create the one and done PDF, because I think keeping rules segregated and simple is much easier than just stuffing 1,000 rules into one single PDF. So I'm going to do One PDF that's going to be, one shot, one kill. Another one that's going to be the big, big money swing trade, and then the jackhammer PDFs. And then you'll have the rules for all three of them. Oh, look at this. Doctor in the house, put 20 or 50K Apex account. Good for you. Okay, I know, Doctor, you totally coattailed off my strategy, but you probably just fucking went 10 large. Tell me you went 10 large NASDAQ, you just made 10 points and just funded the account. What did you do? Tell us. Tell us, Doctor. We want to know. How'd you fund it? While I'm being very careful and cautious in my sizing, I guarantee he just plowed the fuck into it and just killed 10 points. Am I right? He actually trades a really interesting version of my strategy. That's kind of fascinating, and we're going to talk about it. How do you install BFF? You need to email me your email address, and they install it for you. Wealth Charts is a little bit more proprietary platform. You need to be, number one, member of coaching. So being a member of BK Forex doesn't get you access. You need to be a member of coaching. If you're that, then just email me your email address, and it will take about 24 hours, and we'll enable you. They'll enable it for you. Okay, that's how you do it on Wealth Charts. What do I want to ask you guys? What am I? Yeah, DRD, good job. And guys, by the way, so everybody who's listening to this, and I love the success stories, ignore all of them. Like, DRD has been trading for a really long time, and he's developed his own methodology for how to trade, and that's why he's just killing it on the accounts, and it's great. You need to just get totally focused on what's good for you, what's comfortable for you. And if it takes you 100 days, 200 days to fund an account, so be it. There is no competition. The only competition is you. It's just you against you. So do not get in any way, shape, or form dismayed. Half these guys are running ahead of me. They're beating my ass. I don't get dismayed. I'm very happy for them. That's the whole idea, But do not ever feel like, oh my God, is it ever going to happen to me? It will happen to you. Just be yourself. Trade your own pace, your own style. Until you find your own style, you will. Things will become much easier for you once you do that. So, sort of my last thought on the day here. Oh shit! We broke through the highs. I'm still not at target, but we broke through the highs. See if we're almost there. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just take it. We're gonna flatten out because it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna be at target. Fuck it. Look at that. It almost hit my target. Came back up because I'm so I'm like halfway to target. Halfway to target. So here's a cool thing. Part 2. We come back tomorrow. Same account, right? Same account, but now we're gonna do. What do we need? We need just half the size. We need 1,500. How many points do I need? I just need about. Let me see. What do I need? I need 15. Let's do this. Let's just figure this out. 53,000 minus 51,650. Right. So I need 1,350. Say I need 1,400 to clear commission, everything else. 1,400 divided by 4 is 350 divided by 20. I just need 17 points. Oh, all right. This is awesome. So tomorrow we see if the 5-minute setup happens again. We just go for 17 points off the same account. So that'll be a reason for everybody to come back tomorrow and see how we trade on that. All right. What do you guys think of that? That should be a lot of fun. Okay. All right, good day, everybody. I'm so happy. What a great way to start the new year. $40,000 in the bank for Walter. Good job. Dr. D gets 20 accounts. I make $10. it's all good. No, I'm actually having a very good day across the board. We hit every jackhammer trade this, and so I promise you, hopefully by coaching time, I'm going to have a jackhammer strategy. I'm going to have the I need like a good name for it, like the big swing strategy. I think maybe we'll call it the big swing strategy, and then we'll have the the one and done funded strategy. So there's going to be lots of 3 different ways to trade for everybody in lots of different ways. Tony, Happy New Year, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So glad. All right. Everybody have a great, wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Over and out. Also, if you guys haven't watched my video, watch this video. I take Claude against ChatGPT in coding. It's a 3-part series. It's going to be so cool. This is the first part where we just developed the indicators. The second part is I'm going to show you how to create a back tester in TradingView. And then the third part, I'm going to tease you guys. The third part is we're actually going to create an MT5 algo out of it. So all of it is going to be done with vibe coding. So it should be a lot of fun. Everybody enjoy it. All right. So everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the markets tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.